y'all, Taylor by Debbie here, and today I'm going to show you how you can take 3 of these 10 by 10 inch wood bead wreaths that you can buy at the Dollar Tree and turn them into a pumpkin wreath. So we're going to leave one of them completely alone the way it comes, and then the other 2 we want to remove 1 bead and then attach it back together. I already did this one, and I'm going to show you how I did that right here with this one. You're going to take the beaded wreath, take a pair of pliers, and you want to just take one of these curled or curved edges and just pull it out straight. And then you can feed 1 bead off. Okay. Takes a little bit of work to get it straight enough to thread that 1 bead off, but just work with it. The wire is not real strong. It's just hard to curve it enough to get that 1 bead off. Then you're going to put it back together and take your pliers. You're just taking 1 bead out, y'all. Take your pliers and try to bend that back to just how it was, because we need a little bit of slack. Just bend it back down. Make sure you feed it back through that other loop first, and then bend it back over with your pliers, okay? Just like that. Okay, so now we have 1 that we left alone. We didn't take any beads out. And then we have 2 that we took 1 bead out. So we have a little bit of left extra room there. All right, you're going to lay this one that the beads are all intact in the center. And then we're going to take our second one, which, or is this the, this is one we removed a bead from. This is our full one right here. Okay, what you want to do is you want to count about 14 beads. 2, 4, 8, 10, 12. Wait a second, I miscounted. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And you want to spread that apart right there. Okay, then you want to take this thing, this part, and put it right there. Okay, on the bottom. We want that to go on the bottom right there. And this part at the top's not going to matter, because we're going to make our bow and everything and put it up here on top. So now what we're going to do is just take some wire. We want to wire these frames together. So I'm just going to pull that really tight and twist it 1 time. And then I'm going to turn it upside down. So this is going to be the back of our wreath, okay? And you'll see that crossbar right there is going to show more on the back. And you just want it to kind of go through that full wreath just between 2 of the beads. And there's enough slack to kind of pull it over. Then we're going to cut that off. And just kind of bunch it down right there in between those beads, okay? Just so that sticky part's not sticking up. And then we're going to wire this top part. You're going to need some, I'm using floral wire that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's 24 gauge. I cut 4 pieces about 10 inches long. They also sell 26 gauge of this stuff. You just want it, you know, thin, small. And then we're going to wire this together up here at the top. And this is the back. So I just pulled it around the front, and I'm going to go around there 1 more time. And then I'm just going to twist 4, 5, 6 times here. So that's good and secure. And do the same thing with that wire. Just kind of bend it and stick it back down. Okay? Like that. There we go. Get rid of this extra wire. So now we're going to take our other one. Y'all see how this is coming together to look like a pumpkin already? And this is another one that we took 1 of the beads out. So kind of slide all that over. No, actually, we're not going to slide it over. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we're going to come here and then just kind of eyeball it up here at the top, kind of how you want it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to do 14 there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. How many did I do here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So yeah, we're going to bring it kind of down between here. And let's see, I need to do it this way, y'all, because I want these big bulky things up here at the top. So let me count that again. Sorry about that, y'all. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Move it over one more. Kind of putting 14 beads between. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. So we're gonna tie it kind of about there, and it does not have to be perfect, y'all, but I did want my pumpkin to kind of sort of, because here I don't think we're gonna have 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So maybe I'll move it over to where these are kind of more even on the ends. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 8, 10, 11, 12. I'm not going to do 12. Let's see how that looks. Somewhere around in there. I think this is going to look good, y'all. Just so your pumpkin kind of looks balanced on both sides. It does not have to be perfect like I was just doing. Okay, so I'm going to come through under the bottom right there. And this is the back of the wreath. So I'm just going to twist it around there, and I'm going to go around it again one more time, just pulling it between the beads, just with that one wire. Okay, just to kind of give it a little bit more stability. Twist it several good times here. Then we're going to cut that wire off and just kind of stick it down to where the sharp part's bending down toward that center silver bar there. And then I'm going to attach this one right here too. And I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to kind of attach it. This one is sticking up a little bit, but that's okay. Let's see if I can't really maneuver it to go flat in between there. I wonder if I took and turned these. Let me see if I take and turn these kind of like that, if I could go down in between there better. Not really, so I'm not going to worry about it, y'all. The bottom part's together, and this part's going to be covered up by the bow and the greenery that we're going to put up here, so I think it's going to be fine. Let's just pull it between there. Go back around it. Twist it a couple more times. Take this one around it again. And then twist it a couple more times. Okay. And then we're just going to snip that off. Bend those sharp pieces down. Okay. So now that's the base, and it's going to be kind of, it's going to move like this, but once you hang it up and it's up against your door, I believe it's going to stay better. Okay, this is the front, and this is the back. Now at the top, where we are going to be hanging our bow and stuff, and I'm trying to decide which part I want to be the top. This is the side I want to be the top, and this is what I want to be the bottom, because this shows less of the silver. See that? So this is going to be the top right up here. And what I'd like to do is try to secure this somehow. I'm going to try with some wood, some of these wood pieces, and see if because this part's going to be covered up, y'all. It's not going to show. It is not going to show, and I'm thinking this is going to help stabilize the pumpkin. So I'm going to take some of my new favorite glue, this Quick and Thick Bond glue. I'm going to put some on these beads right here, just right through there, and then I'm going to put one of these on it. Okay, I think I need to put something heavy on it, and we're going to let that dry. So I'm going to set my antique wax on it right there, and we're going to do the same thing over here. So this would be easier to do. If you're going to do this, this would be easier to do with the beads that are square, because the round beads, I don't know how easy it would be to glue on a piece of this craft stick. And I just painted these, y'all, for another project, but you can just use plain ones, because like I said, we're going to cover this up. All right, so I'm going to put some glue on these beads, and this one is raised up a little bit more. So we're going to see how this works. I think it's going to be all right. We're just going to put that right there. See if I can get some of that glue up under here. Oh yeah, it's already wanting to stick. This Quick and Thick is some good glue, y'all. I think this is going to help stabilize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on here and let this dry, and then I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I think this has dried enough now. And what I did, I ended up putting another of the craft sticks going across these two. And then I laid it down here, and I just weighted it down a little bit so that all the beads would stick well until it's, you know, been about 15 minutes. The Quick and Thick says after about 15 minutes you can handle it. So this is going to be the front. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some greenery to it. And I'm wanting to put some ferns coming out each side. And you see these ferns are pretty well going to cover up those sticks just by themselves, okay? So we're going to put them there. And then I'm also going to put a couple of these boxwoods, and I get this at Sims Pottery, my wholesale supplier. But they do have boxwood. I've even seen it at Walmart. And you may even be able to find some now at the Dollar Tree. They've really stepped up their game in their greenery and stuff and their florals. So I'm just going to cut off 4 pieces of this. I believe I'm going to use 2 on each side, along with that piece of fern. Okay, and then we're going to add color with our ribbon. All right, so what I want to do is take some of this wire again. I'm going to cut a piece off. We're going to wire in our greenery. I believe I'm just going to do them in the middle here first. Just want to make sure that they're kind of going from side to side. And first I'm going to come between 2 of the beads because that wire is in there. So that will help secure it. And then I'll go ahead and wrap it around that wood too, which will also help secure the wood. And this is bendable, so I'm going to bend it probably a little bit after we get it secure here. But I'm kind of liking the way that looks. So I'm just going to take and twist that down right there in the middle. Then I'm going to twist around. Then I'm going to take this one and twist around the opposite way, like this. And then I'm going to twist it a couple times again. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'll go this way with this one, and this way with that and other one, and come back up on this part. And I want these wires to end on the front of the wreath so that these wires are not going to scratch the door. So we're just going to twist, put it down. I'll go ahead and cut the ends of that off, and then we're going to stick this twisted part down in between, or you know, down toward the beads here, just right there. And then I'm going to take another piece of the wire and do the same thing on the other side. Got the end piece popping up there. Let me just trim that off. All right, I'm going to start again between the two beads over here. Just push it through there, and it's got a little bit of glue on it, but that's okay. I'll just wipe it off. Here we go. Bring that up through here. Twist it a couple times. Go under with this one. Go that way, and then this one we're going to come the opposite direction. And we'll just come over here and twist a couple times. You could do this with pipe cleaners too. Just using this wire because I had it out. Okay, going that way with this one. That's going to be too short, so I think, let me untwist that just a, let me pull it right here and see if I can get it long enough. Come under there. Now I think I can maybe twist it. And then bring this one this way. No, this way. And I'll just bring it down here to twist it. Right here. Just to help secure our ferns in there. Then I'm also going to take a little bit of hot glue and just run across the top back here. Okay, I'm just going to run a bead of hot glue just across right here. Just kind of zigzag back and forth. To even secure that more and keep that wire from sliding back and forth. Okay, so now we've got our ferns on there. And you do have a minute here to kind of slide them down and get them even the way you want them before that hot glue sets up. Put a little bit more hot glue just to secure it. Okay, then this one I want to bend down just a little bit. Very good. Now I'm even going to take a piece of wire over here on each side. Okay, somehow I've pulled both these ends out again, y'all. So I'm just going to cut that off. We'll have a little bit of wire to work with here. I'm going to, this is the back side, so I'm going to lift this leaf up, and I'm going to go to the end of where my board is right here, and slide it between two beads before the end of that board. Okay, and now I want to kind of fish through my fern. I'm going to pull back the little leaves so I can get down to where just the center part is going to be caught by my wire, so it's hardly going to show. And then we're going to go back down through there. Is that glue now dry? Yes, the hot glue's dry. Okay, let's move these out of the way. I'll probably put our boxwoods on after we get our wreath on. And I'm going to bring it around this, twist it once, and bring it back up to the front again. Okay, I'm going to come underneath my leaf because I don't want this wire to show. Bring those two ends together, and I'm going to twist them up under the leaf, y'all. Okay, just twist them up underneath the leaf. And that way, that wire's not going to show. You just twist it, snip it off, kind of short, and then tuck it down into the beads. And now, this fern is a lot more secure. This is a wired fern. I got these also at my wholesale supplier, so you can kind of bend them. But any kind of greenery, y'all. It doesn't have to be a fern. I just like this because it was big and it would cover up the sticks there. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to go between the beads, kind of in the center of it over here. We want to go, you know, as far to the end of this over here as we can, and go between two beads. Then bring the wire up between the fern leaves or whatever kind of greenery you're using. Just bring it up between, so it's only wrapping around that very center spine of this fern. And then we're going to bring it back down through the same way we came up. Turn it over. twist it around this one time, just one twist. Bloop. Turn it back over. And then we're going to come up underneath. This is bendable, so we can bend it up. We're going to come up underneath our leaf right here with these 2 pieces of wire. And we're going to twist them, okay? Just going to twist up under the leaf so this wire will not show. I got a piece of wire tangled up in my wreath over there. Let me get rid of that. Okay, just twist it a few times. And I'm going to cut that off. And we're going to bend that sharp part down into the beads, okay? I'm going to kind of wrap that around that bead. And then I'm going to straighten my firm piece back out the way I want it. Bend it down just a little bit. So now we've got that, and y'all see how it's much more secure now when I pick it up. It's not, the beads are not caving and giving in. So those craft sticks, and those are the larger craft sticks. I got them at Walmart, and this was a project I did to make another craft. So they're kind of distressed and painted. You don't have to do that. You could use a paint stick too, but I didn't have one long enough. So I just used what I had on hand here. All right, now I'm going to make a bow, and I'm going to use my Easy Bows Design Pro. I will put the link to this in my Amazon shop. The link to my Amazon recommendations page, I'll put that in the description of this video. I'm going to use 2 different ribbons, and the reason is I've made 2 smaller pumpkins, one with each of these, and I'm going to put this big pumpkin in the center and then one of the smaller pumpkins on each side on my wall of whimsy this fall. Y'all know I like to decorate for the seasons, and I have one area of my home where I have a sofa, kind of a sofa table that's up against the wall, and then I hang things above it. And this is what I wanted to use this year for my fall stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it around this way because this is the way I like to work with it. But I've just put both of the spools of my ribbon in there. And I do have a video on my YouTube channel where I show you how I make a double ribbon bow. So I'm not going to explain it step by step here. You can go back. It was earlier this year I made it. And you can go back and watch that video. I'm going to do 5-inch loops on this, y'all. 3 on each side because these are double loops. So this is actually going to be a 12-loop bow because each loop has 2 ribbons in it. Okay, so we're just doing 3 on each side. So there will be 6 loops on each side because the ribbon is doubled. This is the easiest way I know to make a 2-ribbon bow, especially when you're using the same size ribbon. But I believe in my video I used a wider ribbon and then this 1.5-inch ribbon. I believe I used 2.5 and 1.5. So you can use different lengths of ribbon or widths of ribbon to make a double ribbon bow. And you can even make it with more if you wanted to put 3 ribbons together. All right, we're going to take this out. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. So now I'm going to just fold my pipe cleaner. Y'all know I like to, if you've been watching me anytime at all, you know I like to, and I've got some paint on my hand, y'all. I was working on another project while the paint was, the glue was drying. I thought I got it all off, but I see I still have a little bit on my finger. All right, just twist this. Okay, and now we're just going to separate our loops on each side. And if you tighten that pipe cleaner really well in the middle, you can yank on these loops and they're not going to pull through your bow. And I like to just alternate every other when I'm pulling apart a 2-ribbon bow. See how I did that? I pulled every other one, and we're going to come over here and do the same thing. We're just going to pull them apart. I'll pull the let's see, where's the top? We got to get to the top. Here we go. Pull this one, pumpkin one to the right, and this one to the left. And then we'll do it opposite, pumpkin to the left and the plaid to the right, etc. Okay, just kind of pull them apart that way, and that'll evenly distribute your ribbon. Get your tails where you want them to go, and then we're just going to round out these loops, y'all. Just round them out. Take your hand in there and just kind of fluff them up. So easy. If you want to learn how to make this bow, just go and watch my video. That's just how to make a bow, how to make a 2-ribbon bow. I think it's something like how to make the easiest 2-ribbon bow, something like that. And it really is, y'all. You see, it's not taking me any time at all to do this. Just a couple more. And we'll do the final fluffing once it's on the wreath and hung up. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail, and I'm going to dovetail them together because I want these to be about the same size for this project. You can have them different lengths if you want to. It's just what your preference is. Okay. There we go. Get those little pieces out of there. Okay, then I'm going to bring this down here. I'm going to try to get them about the same length over here as well. Most important part of dovetailing is getting the ribbon folded in half as even as you can. Let's see, I want to go this way. All right. I just need to turn this over like that. Okay, so our bow is done now. Let me move it over here and get our wreath back over here. Okay, I'm going to attach this using those pipe cleaners in the middle. Okay, just going to twist, 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 try to get it in the center. And let's see, I need to turn it just a little bit. We want to get those tails going down there somewhat. We can always pull it around. And I'm just going to twist this pipe cleaner on the back like this. Okay. About 8 times or so. Get it good and tight. And just snip that off. And tuck this up underneath that wood right there. Okay, so here's our pumpkin. It's turning out so cute, y'all. So this is another way you can make a pumpkin wreath using Dollar Tree frames. Just need 3. And you can try it with the round ones too. I don't know how to secure it at the top, but you sure could try. All right, let's turn that ribbon tail over. For some reason, now that I have it on the wreath, these are much longer, so I probably had it turned a different direction when I trimmed them off. So let me just snip these a little bit until we get them a little bit more like that side. There we go. Okay, I like that better. Now I want to add some of my boxwood over here. And I'm just going to hot glue these in, and I'm going to put it kind of into the ribbon. And like between the ribbon and where the beads are, you can go up underneath that pipe cleaner where you just attach the bow. I'm just going to stick it. I like to kind of dry fit it first. You know, the designers always say to put things in 3s. So I've got the fern and then 2 of these, and that's my 3 on each side. Just going to kind of place them in here. And these are the movable ones. So if you have things like this, you want to try to evenly space them out. Okay. when you're adding them to your project. Just kind of sticking them up under that pipe cleaner, and that's where I'll squirt my glue right here up under this pipe cleaner. Just got to get it through to the other side here. It's catching on something. There we go. I like to add these after I've added my bow because we always have that nice pipe cleaner that we can use to help secure the extra greenery instead of just wiring it all on there. And we can kind of have a little more freedom in placement. Okay, like I said, I will fluff this bow as the final fluffing after I get all this stuff put in here. Okay, when you're coming through this side, you want to be careful not to push the boxwood that you already put through there. You want to be careful not to push it back out when you're sticking this in here. And I'm not going to take these back out. I'm just going to squirt glue all around where I've stuck them in here. Okay, so don't worry about that. We're not going to have to take them all back out and stick them all back in. I just want to kind of split these, have the greenery fern in the middle, and then these kind of on either side overlapping it. Just something like this. And there again, spread out. Get the most benefit or most bang for your buck from your greenery. If it's movable, spread out that greenery so it's not all clumped up in one little clod. Okay, spread it out, and it'll extend that end on out a little further. Now we'll pull that bow back over. All right, we want to kind of make sure it looks somewhat even on each side. I want to make sure I've got these pulled out as far as they can go in the center, and this one is nowhere near it. So let's move those up. Get them out of the center of that bow because it's going to be hidden behind that bow. You want to, if it's the slidable kind, you want to move them out so they're showing and not hidden behind the bow. Okay, like I said, it'll be a lot easier to fluff the bow once we get it hung up on the fence, and I'll take a final picture of it. But y'all, it's coming together. I'm really loving this, and I hope you guys are going to give this a try. All right, one last thing I want to do is make some tendrils, and I use this. Let me turn this around this way. I use this. This is wired raffia that I bought on Amazon, and I will also put a link to my Amazon recommendations, and it's my affiliate link down in the description box, so you can get the exact kind that I have because it works really, really well. You'll need either like a fat magic marker or a large wood dowel. Like this one, it's about 1/2 inch or maybe 1 centimeter. Not really sure, but just however round you want your little tendrils to be. I like to use this, and I'm just going to put start like in the middle of my wood dowel, and then I'm just going to take this wired raffia and just wrap it from the middle all the way over to the edge. Okay, and when I get over here, I'm going to leave just a couple of inches, snip that off. I'm going to take all this and scrunch it together and then pull it off, and there's my little tendril. Isn't that cool? It's the easiest way to make these little pumpkin tendrils of anything I've ever tried before. You can make whiskers with it. You can make all kinds of stuff with this, y'all, and you get a ton when you order it. So there again, I'll put my link in the description box. Okay, we're just going to do the same thing for the other side. You just wrap it. So quick, so easy. You can scrunch it down and wrap it more if you want, want a little bit more on there. I think that's probably good. Then leave just a couple inches on the other side, and it will come unraveled once you start using it. So a little tip is to just wrap it back up, get it on there snug. Once you're done cutting whatever you're going to use, and then just take a piece of painter's tape, because it won't pull the paper off the raffia wire, and it holds it together and keeps it from unraveling really bad. So we're just going to squish that together. And that one's a little bit longer, but that's good because I want them to be for this big pumpkin. I didn't want short little ones. So I'm just going to glue these with hot glue. And then we're going to glue in, we're also going to glue in the boxwoods. So I just put some glue on that, and I'm just going to stick it in here. Just kind of stick it in there so the tendril's going to kind of be peeking out, and you can take it and pull it a little bit longer if you want to. I think I'm going to make 2 more of those, y'all. 2 or 3 more. Maybe have 3 on each side. Why not? I think that would look good. Okay, since they're so quick to make, let's make a few more. There's 1. Just start in the middle. I think that'd be way too long if I wrapped it over this entire dowel rod here. This one I'm going to make a little bit shorter. I want them to be some different lengths here. Okay, so there's a couple of those. We might need to squeeze it together a little more to make them be a little bit different length. Okay, let's do 2 more. So we'll have 3 on each side. Okay. Now we're just going to glue these in. Just put some hot glue on that straight part that we left at the end. Just lift up that bow and stick it somewhere there in the middle of the bow. Yeah, I like the 3. This is going to be pretty, y'all. So pretty. Oh, look at that. I love this. Love, love, love. Okay, after we get these in, and then I'm going to squirt some glue on those boxwood. I think this is going to be done. I really appreciate y'all watching. If you like what you see that I make, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. And click the bell if you want to be notified first when I put out new videos. Right now, my schedule is that I put out new videos every Friday night at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is subject to change, but for now, that is when I'm releasing new videos. Sometimes I'll do extra videos. So, you know, if you're not subscribing and not haven't clicked that bell, you may not know that I've put up those extra videos. So, I'd appreciate it if you would. Let me know what you think about this, and if you're going to try it, let me know that. Okay, guys, now we're just going to lift all this up. We've stuck all that tendril stuff down in there. And now I'm just going to come in here where we have up against the bottom of that bow and secure in my boxwoods. And don't worry that I'm squishing this bow. I'm going to fluff it really pretty again once I get it hung up on my fence outside. Okay, so we're just squirting a liberal amount of glue there. And I want that to dry before I put my bow down. So I will put a picture at the end of my video of the finished wreath. And I appreciate you watching so much. It means a lot to me, guys, and it really helps me out. And y'all have a blessed day. Until next time, bye, y'all.